RuPaul in this luscious green vegetation in this red dress is giving me everything. This red dress and this green luscious vegetation. I fucking live. This is everything that I desire and more. This show is amazing. Make me more gay. Give me the gay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing the review of AJ and the Queen on Netflix, and I watched a couple of the reviews that other people were doing, and I even read a couple online, and it's kind of interesting that nobody really was into it. They're kind of just saying that it's a little bit more campy, it was a little bit too much for them. For me, no. It was everything I needed and more. It was super gay and over the top, but that's what I expected from RuPaul with a television show at her fingertips like this. I expected her to kind of go overboard. I expected her to go overboard, and she gave me exactly that. Immediately when we get started off with the show, I am shook because RuPaul's performing, and I don't know about you, but any of the fans of RuPaul's Drag Race know we've been watching seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race, and we've seen countless queens go up against each other, lip syncing for their lives, and all types of challenges and stuff like that. But basically what we're getting here with AJ and the Queen is we're getting one huge challenge with RuPaul starring in all of it, and I am living for it. It's pretty cool to see her lip sync for her life. It's pretty cool. It's cool to see her do these different changes, get in and out of drag, half drag, full drag, and you're getting all your life lessons along with it. So I'm pretty much just living for the experience. From beginning to end, I was hooked. Moments where I did get a little cringy with the sex jokes. But that's what you get with a gay television show, and this is what you get with a gay television show, so we just kind of roll with the punches with those jokes there. But I kind of let a couple of them slide. Some of them were a bit much, but it was cute for the most part. However, from beginning to end also, even though I was fully enjoying my experience watching this television show with all these super gay scenes and musical numbers and pop-up performances and different cameos from my favorite queens from Drag Race, one of the things that definitely turned me off was AJ's attitude. I get it, girl, you're going through some things, life is rough, I get it, but the attitude was almost enough to make me not want to continue the show, because I was so used to kind of that uplifting, positive manifestation that RuPaul gives you, and I was ready for that for every episode. But AJ was real quick to shut so much of that kind of stuff down. She kind of just she made me want to shut down. It was a little bit much, but you know, I let it slide, and there was character development from beginning to the end of the show. She did get better with her attitude. She started to smile and laugh more, and you kind of do get an understanding of why she is the way she is. I just thought that growth was a little slow. I remember being on episode 5 or 6 and being oh my gosh, why isn't she a little peppy yet? Why isn't she smiling yet? Why isn't she keeping up with all the gayness and being super cute and loud and exciting and dancing at the top of her lungs and all these things? It wasn't happening. I was getting a little worried for her, but she did catch on at the end. You know, I put up with AJ for the series, we'll just say that. I was absolutely living for the Oprah, and basically, you know what? I was living for just RuPaul showing who her idols were, and kind of going through the series and experiencing that with AJ, and showing her mentors and why they were her mentors and these strong women for her to look up to, and then kind of molding that into a lesson itself. And then she kind of saying that your hero can be anybody. It can be a male or a female. But I did think it was interesting to watch her kind of explain why she loved what she loved. I thought it was beautiful because we do see so much of, we do see so much of the contestants kind of show us who they look up to during the challenges and stuff like that, during Snatch Game, even during some of their auditions and things like that. But we don't really see a lot of what inspired RuPaul. We know a couple of her mentors and a couple of the things that she liked while she was growing up, but I think it's really cool to see an extensive version of that, to kind of see her go through the love of some of her idols and stuff like that. And you guys know I was definitely living for my girl AJ pulling out the little Jasmine doll. I immediately felt a connection because my drag name is Jasmine Anastasia, and I live for doing drag, and I always thought it was such a beautiful name when I picked it. I've had it for over 10 years, and I love the Princess Jasmine reference, the doll, all of that. If you haven't seen my music video to my debut single, I'm gonna put the link in that down below, and also probably put a pop-up description up in the corner as well. So you can watch that video and you can hear my song. I'm super inspired by RuPaul. I always have been. I think it's so amazing that she did music way back before it was a thing to kind of get off Drag Race and put out your cute little single. I absolutely live for the fact that she did album after album back when she wasn't as popular, and those are some of my favorite albums, just kind of those underground recordings that were a little bit more like urban, not so polished. I kind of live for that, and that's kind of what inspired me to do music as a drag queen, was those days rather than the more polished days now. Lewis the drag queen, absolutely my favorite character in the show. I just thought, if Lewis is the name for the drag queen and then Cocoa Butteregg is her drag name, a blind drag queen, I'm living. Listen, I'm all for drag queens who have disabilities. As someone who doesn't have any disabilities like that, I'm so grateful that I'm able to be able to attack the craft with everything that I have fully on without missing any of my senses. But everything is so hard already. So when I saw immediately in episode 1 that she was a blind drag queen, I was like, I couldn't imagine. Like, painting my face is hard enough as it is. Like, I could not imagine being drag. I could not imagine trying to do drag and being blind, and Lewis does an amazing job of kind of just adding comedic relief to the whole idea, as well as just like showing perseverance and showing that she's fighting through it, not only with the comedy, but she's getting hers, as spoiler alert, but she's getting hers with the cop guy. She's moving on with romance. She's still painting her face. She's still doing all the things that a normal queen could do. And then not only that, but she has RuPaul support, or Robert in the show for AJ and the Queen. She has Robert's support, and they support each other throughout the show. And that is one of my favorite relationships in the show, because it's positive and they kind of bounce off of each other and they lift each other up. And it's really beautiful to see because, you know, in the gay community, there's not so much of that. So immediately, again, RuPaul is kind of putting out this fairy tale image that I live for and I want people to kind of strive for. Like, it might seem too campy and it might seem too cheesy, but like, you can be friends with someone like that. You can be there for someone like that. And, you know, the gays can be there for each other. It doesn't always have to be so catty or against each other. And the fact that they're two gay queens and they're two guys and they're just living for each other the whole series, they have each other's back. I'm here for it. I think one of my favorite episodes is when RuPaul is doing the straight bar scene with the wet t-shirt contest. Only because, like, I've been in that situation before where, like, you're in a straight area and you're dressed in drag, and it is a confidence that you have to pull from somewhere else, because it's one thing to be in front of your gay peers and perform or appear in drag, but when you're somewhere where it's not so much the norm, it's definitely, like, nerve-wracking. And she pulled it off so great. And I thought she pulled it off amazing. And when the breastplate came off, I literally like almost spit out my drink. Like, I was freaking out for her. And then we had that one woman clap for her, and I almost shed a tear, because again, a moment where if one person just stands up and applauds someone for a flaw, or applauds someone for doing something, you know, not so normal, you saw that everyone else in that straight little bar followed her. And I just thought that was so beautiful, because it took one supporter to stand up for her and everyone else kind of just followed lead to that. And I thought that was fucking awesome. That was one of my favorite episodes. Not to mention, she looked super cute in that wet t-shirt contest, and I would love to do one of those with a breastplate and jiggle it around and make it all cute. I think that would be so much fun. Let me know if you know where any wet t-shirt contest is for drag queens. Or let me know if you know where the straight one is, because clearly I could do that too. I'll go up in there looking real cute, all country bumpkin with my little Seahawk hat. Okay, hold on. We're getting everything for this. We're getting everything with this show. We're getting Rue doing choreography. We're getting Rue lip syncing for her life. Rue octopus. Rue everything. Rue aquatic. Girl, this Waterloo scene with Chad Michaels had me bawling. Again, I'm living for her just getting that raw, authentic look at relationships and things like that. I thought it was so refreshing to just see her go through things that I've been through. She goes through the things with her ex chasing her across the country, which again, like, I know some crazy ass guys, like, I get it, like, that is a hard situation, and I felt that. Like, that was real. Like, that might seem campy and fake to some people, but some boys really will chase you across the country and really try to hurt you. Like, it's crazy out there. She went through that, and then she went through the other kind of situation where she did the performance in the Bob Mackie outfit at the museum house where she was performing for the gentleman, and then halfway through it he started to feel her up. These are real issues that drag queens go through. Like, you will truly be living your fantasy, like your pop princess fantasy, like living, flipping, dreaming, everything, and someone will come and grope you and bring you back down to reality and just kind of like immediately objectify you sexually and pull you away from that princess fantasy. To see someone as legendary as RuPaul go through that, I thought that was pretty an eye-opening experience, just to see that it happens to everybody. Everyone kind of gets pulled down from that light. So to see that happen to her, I was like, oh, shit just got real. Like, this is real life right now. Like, I knew that fantasy was too good to be true in that Bob Mackie house. I just knew it. I knew someone was gonna come and ruin it. We're still moving along. We're on episode 7. I even wrote down in my notes when I was watching the series, we're at episode 7. Why is AJ still mean? But I realized, again, it's the perfect counter-off for RuPaul, because there are so many lessons to be learned about just manifesting like that positive experience and being nice and kind. And she has all those lessons. And quite frankly, AJ needs all these lessons. So I'm guessing that now as I moved along in the series, I'm kind of realizing that these lessons would not be able to be taught to us if we didn't have AJ just being such a little monster, because with her, we're able to find out all these flaws and things that are wrong, and then RuPaul comes along and fixes them, and that's how we learn our lesson for the episode. So I am grateful of her little attitude. The ending was so amazing. The ending had me shook. When RuPaul had that man standing there in her dressing room and AJ came up behind and knocked him out, again, I've been there. Like, sometimes it is a fine line between a last kiss and a slap in the face and walking away, and sometimes you just need to do the slap in the face and walk away. I usually do the last kiss, but I was so glad that RuPaul decided to not kiss that man and really get off on her own. And as the ending concluded with her and AJ and everything riding off into the sunset looking for the grandpa and the grandma, you can definitely see that there was a little bit of a cliffhanger to know that there was more of the story to be told. Perhaps maybe even a season 2, maybe some other cities, maybe some other places. I do want to know what you guys think about this. Comment down below and let me know what you thought. I definitely want to talk to you guys about it. Also, let me know what else you want me to react to, whether it be music, movie reviews, television reviews. I've been having a lot of fun on YouTube so far, and some of the review videos have done really well, and you guys really responded to them in a kind way. So I definitely want to continue to give my opinion on things. This was really cool to give my opinion on and kind of review, because again, it's gay television. Whether it was 5 stars or 10 stars, I'm here for it, because it is moving us along in a direction that we need to go as far as gay media and television and music. And I think the more of it that we're exposed to, the easier it'll be for people who want to get out there and work in the media and stuff like that. What we're doing is we're creating more jobs for drag queens, creating more jobs for people in the creative industry. Things like this, whether they do good or they do bad, or whether you like it or not. If you're part of the LGBT community, I just really recommend watching it and supporting it, as well as any gay music artists or gay actors or gay television shows. You should really put it on your list to support it, because without things like that, we kind of move a little bit slower. Television is allowing us to get a little bit further as far as exposing people to who we are and that we're here to stay, and kind of fighting for our rights still a little bit here. So we want to make sure that we keep our name loud and clear, and we want to make sure that we support things like this, and definitely look forward to even more LGBT shows coming out, and I look forward to reviewing them for you guys. Like and subscribe. Make sure you let me know what you love most and what you think is coming up next, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you. Hope you loved the video.